Hello and welcome back to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Last time we were going into the warp to go to a different system to start doing the side quests, and then Mirazai had a freak out where he started killing part of the crew because Silent Slanesh, took over his brain for a minute and was gonna eat his soul and do all the bad stuff. And we interacted with him and we're like, hey, you know, this is all Slanesh, you're stronger than this, right? It'd be kind of pathetic if you lose to Slanesh, right? Being a superior Drukhari you are. And he snapped back and he helped us and we defeated the Slanesh people. And to deal with it, I think I made the wrong choice, but I said no to him killing to harness that, because Yurlia has her meditation. She's kind of messed up with the meditation right now because she can't do it, but she gave him options to try to deal with Slanesh's pull other than killing people, and he was like, no, I need it. So I was just like, we're just gonna lock you in a different, basically a cage, like a different compartment with no one around while we do warp jumps. And he's like, I hate you for that, but I gotta get used to it, because I'm not gonna let people die every time we do a warp jump, because that's a lot of times. As a lot of people that probably don't deserve it. So and then we at the end noticed that, hey, we got different projects now for our places, so we'll go through starting with these, and then we'll go to the map and do the first one we come across. So what are we looking at? That one looks good. Imperial Navy. Not a lot of cost, honestly, for me. I'll do it. Alright, Lightbringers. With the warp currents tangled, refugees lose their way and perish in terror. The Rogue Trader can send out pious patrols to help those in distress and light warp beacons. Nice. Can I do multiple? Wait a second. For example, if I want to do this one. By showing illusions to the masses, it is possible to gain a lot of attention and attract pilgrims. I can do multiple. Or are these just instant? Maybe it's because they're instant. Provisions, people, and weapons. Compliance. Sure. The Coronis Expanse is in need of stalwart defenders, and Foulstone can help by sending its children to every dark corner of the sector. Provisions and chemicals. We could do it. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. Okay. The Hospitaller Priesthood of the Sanguinians. So Sanguinius? Spiritual community within the Ecclesiarchy has taken an interest in the pious world of Foulstone and offers to found a sanatorium sanctum on it. There, armed with scalpels and diagnosters, healers will cure diseases, furnish the disabled with augmentations, and keep a vigilant eye out for genetic anomalies among the colonists. We get better security people in Icon class, and some medikits. Just wondering what are these. Restores 15% maximum wound points per the user's conviction iconoclast. So I'd have to use it on me, and that'd be the highest, so it'd be 15 times almost 5 at this point, so that's 75%. Removes all injuries and removes all status effects, basically. That's actually pretty good. I'd have to waste my turns healing, though, but we'll see. And then this one. What do I get with this? Grant 10% bonus for 2 turns and 20 temporary wounds when a character uses their origin ability. That could be good. Can I spare these? Promethium, yes. Mechanisms, kinda. Chemicals, yes. Phlogiston, yes. Okay. I'll do it. After millennia of lying under the monastery, St. Cognatius's titanic machine will soon be launched. It will take resources to awaken the relic, but doing so will bring glory to the von Valancius name. Okay. Let me guess. These ones I missed out on. Orbital Shipyard and Praising the Muses. I'm gonna guess out. I'm gonna guess that I missed out on these ones. So we got this one for adamantine. All collisions by the Thunderhammer do more damage with pushing, and all targets hit by the Thunderhammer must pass an agility test or fall prone. And I get profit. We'll come back to this one, just in case I don't have enough adamantine for everything else. What are these? Mechanisms for profit. Chemicals and promethium for weapons. That's a good one. Sacred fire. Passing through distillation plants and a multitude of filters, raw materials with high energy potential will be transformed into combustible promethium. Once the proper liturgies have been served, it will be employed as the Emperor's burning wrath. Take some weapons. These ones have a time limit. Okay. What? Payment in organs. That's a little crazy. These ones are like wanting 41,000 reputation with each faction, I see. Okay, are any good here? Xenotech for profit and chemicals. Could be good. Secret layer. Get some... 1 second. I have 10 security here. I could sacrifice 3 security for a lot of respect and efficiency. I think I'm down for that. A new secret lodge of Xenos specialists will decipher the written records left by the ancient Xenos that once inhabited Janus. Okay. Dargonis. Just get people and profit. I have a lot of people though. Weapons for people, security, and armor. I just get... Rogue Trader gains plus 3 times my rank fellowship, which right now it's at 4, maybe 5, so that'd be 14 or 12 to 15 fellowship. But I lose efficiency and security, which I could lose actually. Should I do it? I'll do it. Charter of Minimal Rights. The adoption of the Charter A document that grants certain rights to commoners is a scandalous decision. This step will allow a small group of elected commoners to rule Dargonis alongside the aristocracy. Is it aristocracy? Is that how you're supposed to say it? I don't know. I've heard it multiple ways. I need something. Give me weapons, mechanisms, and the last few. Profit and efficiency. Efficiencies for projects. Mount, yeah. Get a bunch of people but lose security. This, I get it for free. I get security, efficiency, complacency, and respect. That's pretty good. The disciplinary officers of the Imperial Navy will make for wonderful wardens on Veobos 6. Navy whips. That's fair. Lord Captain, the Crucible's great sculpting is underway. Falstone is being transformed right under our eyes into a fertile world with lush groves and clean water. However, there is evidence that the Crucible has also created humans. From the mouth of the relic came several thousand people who, speaking an archaic form of Low Gothic, demanded to be given orders. They cultivate land, build houses, and production facilities with obedience, and in general have a remarkable range of skills and knowledge. However, it seems that these people completely lack their own free will, and for this the monks have named them Touched. The tech priests who served the Crucible came upon birthing vats built into the relic. The machine is constantly growing new Touched within them. Kind of reminds me of, if you guys have ever played Dragon Age, there's these guys called what are they called? The Tranquil? Yeah, the Tranquil. And they were mages that get their magic stripped of them, and then along with that, all of their emotions, and they become really obedient, really good at dealing with magic because they can touch it and not have to worry about it because they kind of negate magic. And they also have really good, like, other skills, kind of like a person with, what's it called, from the accountant. The accountant. Disorder. Autism. I was talking about how, like, a bunch of people with autism have better abilities than most normal people because they have trained minds, or like honed minds. So they're able to have better memory. Maybe they can create something really fast that takes other people decades. Stuff like that. So maybe it could be like those, and maybe they're good. There's a split among the faithful, though many call it a miracle sent by the Emperor himself and want to quickly put the touch to work. A part of the population is frightened by these soulless creatures born from the ancient machine. They demand that the planet's learned men intervene in the great sculpting and find a way to stop the production of the touched. How dangerous are they? They do not appear to pose a threat. The autopsy of several specimens has shown that they are physiologically identical to ordinary humans. No traces of corruption or xeno influence were found either. However, their obedience is a double-edged sword. They obey any orders without knowing or caring who gives them, and thus nothing prevents a cunning intruder from bending them to their will, creating an army of obedient slaves or spies at their disposal. I see. Okay, yeah, that could be a problem. The servants of the Omnissiah have proposed a preemptive measure against this threat. Subject the touched to servitude in perpetuous, and inhibit them with binaric vows of obedience. That could be something. What do my officers and advisors think? They were begotten by the relic of Saint Cognatus, which means their existence pleases the Emperor. Your people must be reminded that this is so. Arrange a public ceremony of tonsure to initiate the touched into the Order of the Hammer, and a service dedicated to reading parables about the acts of Saint Cognatus and his followers. Why don't you make the first move and assemble a mighty force from these touched ones? If they are so obedient and diligent, then they will make fine troops. Assign a loyal commander to each squad to keep an eye on them, and these strange people will turn from a threat into defenders of the Imperium. That is actually pretty smart. I mean, as long as you keep a guard around all of them at all times, they shouldn't be turned. Lack of will, registering a high probability of manufacturing failure within the Crucible's sacred processes. It is recommended to dispose of the finished batch of units and halt production of new ones. The algorithm of the great sculpting requires further examination. Go with the tech pre-solution and servitorize them. The efficiency and tech chains. Assault adamantine plating protects the vessel from harm, negating 17 damage on the 4 and 7 on all sides. That's actually terrible compared to what I have, I think. Hold a public tonsure ceremony of the Order with a service dedicated to Saint Cognatus. Sacred icons painted by the touched adorn the ship's decks. Enemies' critical hit chances and warp damage against the flagship are reduced by 30%. Shall listen to the Space Wolves' advice. Brigades of the Touch will be formed to serve on other planets. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards, because that's actually a really good idea. I didn't know Space Wolves were that tactical. That's more like Ultramarine thinking. The Touched, who were recruited as enforcers, gave form to the ancient knowledge stored in their minds by modifying the Void ship's weapons using sacred archaeotech. Long-range dorsal plasma macro cannons doing 2 shots with 26. That's terrible damage, though. Pronounce them as part of the Order of the Hammer. Have permission to study the algorithms and dispose of them. All allies gain 5% armor and 5% critical hit chance. The archaeotech secrets extracted from the heads of the Touch were given to gunsmiths tending the rogue traders' armories. I do like this one. But technically all of my stats are 10, like they're pretty much maxed. So, but I'll do it, yeah. I'll listen to Ulfar's advice. Brigades of Touched shall be formed to serve on other planets. But do pick loyal commanders. Who knows who is ready to die for your cause? Or who would be willing to die for your cause? The Touched did not resist their newfound fate, nor any other order for that matter. They were not particularly skilled at warfare, but they were obedient, dutiful, and most importantly, indifferent to their own deaths. Soon, the first regiments were taken to orbit on void ships and dispatched to other areas of the Protectorate, as well as the Rogue Trader's own flagship. Awesome. Yeah, it doesn't go above 10. That's interesting. Okay, so 10 is a max for your stats. I have enough for this one. The monastery, having been damaged by the launch of the Crucible, will be transferred aboard the Von Valanci's flagship as a great reliquary and shelter for the Order of the Hammer. Then we'll wait for holy ammo. Yep, and I got the highest tier. Let's go! Okay, we don't gotta worry about that anymore. Lord Captain, the situation on Foulstone requires your attention. One of the servants tasked with the Crucible's maintenance has declared publicly that he has been liberated of all worldly concerns, for he is none other than the reincarnation of Saint Cognatus. There are some extremely questionable reports claiming that he has performed miracles. Supported by a congregation garnered by preaching, he has asked for your lordship's permission to depart from Foulstone with the Crucible in tow, so that he may continue St. Cognatus' work and use the relic to transform worlds. One true to the faith of the Imperium into lush, splendorous gardens. I want to know if anybody credible has said this. Could this be warp? It goes without saying that such a generous gift to the Kronos Expanse could bring great renown to your lordship, but at a heavy cost. Foulstone would turn back into a wasteland, and you would lose the prestige that comes with having charge over such a valuable relic. What do we know about the so-called Saint Cognatus reincarnate? Tibor Hike, a technomat from Footfall, he now prefers to be called Brother Purevoice, an unremarkable commoner with no family, gaunt, unkempt, covered in scabs from working the Crucible. He became obsessed with it the day it was discovered. He never left its maintenance post, never rested, barely ever slept, fasting and living off stimulants and condensate from the relic's cooling circuit. Then he started having revelations and eventually saw the truth, or he went completely insane. His sermons are directed at commoners, appealing to them for humility and mercy. He often speaks about his former life as a saint, and many of these tales match known legends about Saint Cognatus. No anarchic pronunciations or radical deviations from the creed have been found in his words. Yet. Yeah, he could be, oh, I'm a great guy, give me the most overpowered terraforming thing ever, so I can use that as a weapon. No, thank you. I want to hear the opinions of my advisors. I have had ample experience with saintly saviors like him in the past. Whatever great cause they proclaim as their mission, they genuinely, naively believe that people really do need them. If we round up enough orphans and lepers who would trip over themselves to beg our prophet for salvation, he'll soon forget all about the Crucible and his holy mission. I know a few guilds of professional beggars who would be delighted to offer their services to us. False prophets in the streets are a common occurrence. Their sermons breed turmoil, riots, and acts of disobedience. The Inquisition recommends that such unstable agents be isolated and quietly removed. The archenemy's lies take on many guises, but the Emperor's miracles are 100-fold stronger. On more than a few occasions, he has bestowed epiphanies upon the faithful, even those of the humblest origin. I myself became...
You're not done yet. Because you forgot.
Alright. Sorry, I got interrupted. So... I myself bear the name of a poor orphan who was granted miraculous powers by his grace. So give me time, and I will find you the most loyal agents to escort Brother Purevoice on his travels. They will keep him safe if he is pure, or punish him should they sense deceit in his words. But I have a feeling that his rebirth is a true wonder. The Undying One does not release the souls that have come to him. This man is either lying or misguided. An experienced spinner will help him see the truth or repent the deception. If I tell Heinrich to get rid of them, I give this. Whenever the wearer suffers an attack from a demon or warp damage, they inflict burning to all adjacent enemies. All burning effects inflicted by the wearer deal double damage if they target demons or psychers. I didn't read there's no description. Shadow of the Undying One, if I do her path. Whoops. The where dodges or parries an enemy attack, they gain momentum. Weapon skill bonus % parry and agility bonus % dodge against range attacks. Neat. Execute him publicly. Make him undergo the trial of purity. Let him die trying to prove his holiness, at least so he can stop troubling the people. Send Jade to do a doleful wretch delegation. He must be inducted into the Order of the Hammer forcibly if necessary. Send Argenta to do it. Or give the crucible to him and let him use it as he says. Rogue Trader gates plus 15 all skills. Successful or stunned. Interesting. I could do that or get all void ship weapons except torpedoes deal more damage. Take armor or a melee burning thing. That is kind of iffy because I don't know if I'll put it on anybody. I do like it. I like Argenta's thing because it's like either he's telling the truth and we have a bunch of people protecting him and making sure he can do his good deeds, or if he's lying and he's corrupted by a demon or something, they'll just execute him. Could be useful. So I'll say Argenta provide the saint with an escort that will accompany him and the crucible on his mission. I'll get to it immediately. I will choose the best people for this task, the most devoted. Having loaded the crucible onto the requisitioned void ship, the pure-voiced prophet gathered up his flock and set out for distant worlds to spread his word. The spiritual authority of the Order of the Hammer suffered as a result, and the loss of the crucible sowed substantial unrest among the populace. Before departing, the preacher expressed his appreciation by sending the Lord Captain a gift, a relic that, according to his own claims, once belonged to his previous incarnation. The stern guards selected by Sister Argenta vigilantly provide protection for the prophet, ensuring that his thoughts remain pure. I hope that goes really well. Okay, we're finally out of there. So now we're gonna go into here. If there's nothing else, there shouldn't be. Because we talked with everyone. We did all the stuff here, so yeah. Trinitos. Then we'll go down to the warp anomaly thing for the sensors because we upgraded it. Wait, was it Trinitos? What's here? One second. Visions of the Dark. I don't remember this one. Echoes of Dark Song and Legend have reached the Athra Pack. The choir leading to a series of indistinct distress signals emanating from every corner of the expanse. The last of these signals was traced to a void ship in the Omicron system. Then why am I here then? And it says visions in the dark. Maybe it's on... Maybe it's on Fellstone? Oh, also, quickly, posts. I need to put people back on. Ahaha! 185, okay, we got 130 is the best for here. Shield Masters, the best one's you. Master of Munitions, 100 or 100, 140. 130 for jumping. And then 145 for that, Next shot gains more range, or all damage dealt to a weak point is increased by 30%. I'll just keep you on this because you're the best at that, so. And everyone's good. I have to have no damage. I had 1 damage, okay. How much do I got? 434. Oh yeah, I forgot. I got new engines as well. 13 with strong acceleration and braking. Okay. Yeah. Four shots doing 20s. Yep. With that one. 3 shots going to 99 damage. So probably not. 80. Or I have 60. Ooh. It is short range though. Nah. 52. 90 and 20. No. And then, do I got torpedoes? I already got torpedoes. Bomber deck. Only one side can be put on for some reason right now. Don't need that, and I barely use that, so. Alright, and then what I meant to do could upgrade my reload. What will it do? Oh, never mind. I think I added lances to the upgrade. Sorry, it's a hassle to navigate through sometimes. God, I meant to. It's X, not square. this will make it so... Which one's the upgrade? Adds damage to it when it jumps through. Maybe. And then the last one. Can't upgrade hers. Okay. Never mind, so it's not on here. Then it said Omicron, so is it just saying in the system? What's over here? I see, it's in the area. There is an auger anomaly here. And then here is Savannah World. I'll go here and then we'll jump to Speculo. Oh, what? Why am I here again? I said to jump to the other. Okay. Yeah, this is Omicron. There's the ship. Artificial object. All usual noises on the bridge cease when the shadow of a gigantic void ship seemingly appears out of nowhere. Sails past the stained glass windows. It seems forlorn. The hull is tarnished. The lumens are dead, and the windows are broken and shrouded. The auger crew can't recognize the signature of its silent engines. They only manage to shed some light on its decrepit hull and make out the faded name of the cruiser, the Queen's Lament. The Voxmaster's report breaks the somber silence. The bridge has just received a Voxcast from a dead void ship. Okay. Vigdis conducts a full Vox system check and reports that the communications are in order, even though only eerie, unnatural silence can be heard through the Vox. Worried murmurs sweep across the bridge. The officers are certain that this is the void ship of the old ghost stories. The Queen's Lament has appeared countless times in all corners of the Imperium, like a ghost, and manifested out of nowhere and just as mysteriously vanished in the darkness of space, taking with it those who dared to board. The Queen's Lament. The rogue trader has heard that name before. This void ship was destroyed by Xenos in one of the most violent battles of the Expanse over 3 millennia ago. They say its captain was a devout and vengeful man. Should I send aboard? Sure. The shuttle carrying the soldiers docks with the Queen's Lament without impediment, using the disparate blueprints of other Imperial cruisers. The scouting party sets out to the bridge, following the dark, unpowered corridors that somehow retained oxygen and gravity. The nervous voice of the operator erupts through the Vox. The crew are still on board. But what's this? Blurry silhouettes of people with torn off limbs, cut open bellies, and twisted faces are materializing and vanishing all around in ghastly flashes. The ghosts promise the unwelcome guests that they will stay on board the Queen's Lament forever. Raising his voice to a shout, the operator reports that his comrades are already dead, and soon it will be his turn. The augurs are telling a different story. All the scouts are alive and still moving forward. Okay, it's in his brain. This is warp mischief. Order the operator to pull himself together. calm him down. He was probably scared by the strange visions and lost sight of his comrades. An anxious prayer for the Emperor is whispered over the box. For a moment, the operator falls silent and suddenly returns, mumbling excuses about his imagination playing tricks on him. His comrades are still walking ahead of him, alive and well, and the void ship looks completely empty again. After a few minutes of Vox silence, a child's cry can be heard through the Vox. The stuttering operator reports that friends and family of the members of the scouting party are blocking the way. The friends and family who've all been taken by death. The soldiers confirm that they're not seeing ghosts, but living people made of flesh and bone. The soldiers are begging the rogue trader to let them talk to their loved ones for a moment. Remind them that it's impossible to cheat death. These visions must be a product of some dark powers. The scouts begin to argue. The unintelligible quarreling abruptly stops, and after a few minutes, the operator anxiously gives his report. As soon as the squad split up, the one who decided to stay with their loved ones were swallowed by the darkness of the empty deck and vanished. Half an hour later, the Vox comes to life once again. The operator flatly reports that the scouting party has reached the bridge. The cogitators are broken, so extracting any data from them seems impossible. The scouts have found a strange object in the captain's chair. They can't describe it, only saying that this shouldn't be there. In his usual flat voice, devoid of emotion, the operator completes his report. The way to the bridge took 16 hours and 41 minutes. The soldiers are exhausted and would like to rest for some time. Confused, Vigdis notes that only half an hour has passed outside the Queen's Lament. Order them to retrieve the unknown object and withdraw immediately. The Vox cast stops abruptly, and a few minutes later the scouting party shuttle leaves the Queen's Lament. The void ship itself dissolves in the darkness of space. The shuttle arrives carrying a single passenger, the operator, clutching a strange parcel. The young man's hair has turned white after the time spent on the cursed vessel, and he has lost the ability to speak. His story and rumors of what happened to the other scouts will live on many years in hushed voices across every deck of the Rogue Trader's void ship. I've seen stuff like that where it's like time dilation almost. Either that or like the ship itself was actually just entirely a warp entity and it was sucking the life and years out of them. Either way, it was killing them faster than it should have. The amulet grants the wearer a +20 to coercion, but a -5 to intelligence. Cool. Don't go to here. Magnetic storm. What? Magnetic storm raging above the planet blurs the gaze of auger arrays. Only truly powerful diviner machines may see through the current on the magnet. Okay. I guess I need diviner machines. I thought I needed a special auger system, but nope, that's just for that ice planet, which I know where that is. It's totally at Pulvis Platinum, right? Yeah. Sorry, 1 second, I'm turning that down. Boo. Anyway, sorry. Oh, let's go to here. Lord Captain, an urgent message. Our enforcers have arrested a dangerous saboteur who has attempted to gain entry onto the bridge. This incident may be worthy of your attention. You see, both the saboteur and the circumstances of his capture are rather strange. I think it will be reasonable for Magos Pascal to take a look at him as well. What's so unusual about the saboteur and the way he was captured? The thing is, the saboteur is most definitely a tech priest. He found his way aboard the ship and penetrated all of our security systems with staggering ease. Both his ability to communicate with machine spirits and the combat potential of his augmentations are extraordinary. Nevertheless, the enforcers managed to capture him. During the arrest, the intruder, he offered no resistance at all. Instead, he asked for an audience with the great machine spirit. When he realized that the enforcers had no idea what he was talking about, he asked to meet with you. I considered it necessary to apprise you of the situation. So you talking about Nomos? This infiltration of a rogue trader ship operated by authorized engine seers casts doubt on my tech comrade's stability. If he is indeed my tech comrade, that is. Regardless, I request permission to communicate with him. Okay. Understood. The saboteur will be brought to you. Does he want to see Nomos? Is that the thing? And who is this guy? Was he on my ship or did he come on from a planet? Yep, Nomos is here. The group of servitors whose movements are suspiciously well synchronized stare at the towering prisoner. You do not need to hear them speak to recognize Nomos, who has seen fit to attend the interrogation. He's gigantic. Never seen a gigantic tech priest before. Damn. I greet the master of this vessel cathedral and offer my humble apologies for this unbidden intrusion. My apologies to you as well, brother. And of course I must beg forgiveness from you, Great Spirit. It was not my intent to desecrate your temple. Before I accept your apologies, tell me who you are and why you infiltrated my ship. My name, if it matters, is Asclepius, formerly a computator general of the Cognizance Fleet, now a Liber Recluse, with the status of Malatech. Malatechs are exiles whose idea have not crossed the line of heresy yet have come close to it. They are removed from the fleet structure to give them a chance to see the folly of their ways and prevent sedition from spreading. All of that is trivial. My past is nothing but a set of archive data. My lost status is a part replacement string in the long chronicle of the Cognizance Fleet. I come not as the priesthood's messenger, but as a faithful disciple of the most holy Armanat. My brother once served as the engine seer prime on the ship. He was an adherent of the school of discontinuing the cycle, as am I. It has spread that far. I know that my brother perished, but before he did, he sent me a message that told of a journey embarked upon by Theodora von Valancius, a journey through a dimensional gate, an artifact more ancient than humanity itself, and toward worlds unknown. The blessed Armanat was with her. There, upon those dark worlds, he witnessed a great miracle, the birth of a machine spirit of incalculable might. My brother believed that this spirit that then fell aslumber within the ship like a child in a cradle, not responding to lowly pleas. That was the purpose of my pilgrimage, to reach the ship where my brother died, the ship upon whose decks the blessed Armanat had walked, and prostrate myself before the Great Spirit. Armanat traveled here? Yes, he did. My brother's words were very clear. Years ago, Armanat was part of the rogue trader Theodore's inner circle before their ways parted. Tell me more about this journey. My knowledge of it is scarce. My brother suspected that his memory, along with the memory of all who might have known the details, have been purposefully modified. He saw it as a sign that the journey had revealed a great truth, and there were those who did not wish to see that truth brought to light. All that he conveyed to me was that Theodore had reached worlds unlike any the people of the Kronos Expanse had ever seen. There, she unearthed a great treasure of technology, one that Armanat had the privilege of experiencing. What do you know about this great spirit? It is a great miracle. The Omnissiah's breath meant to help us discontinue the cycle. It was born of the treasure that Armanat and Theodora discovered upon the Dark Worlds. Yet even a being so glorious needs attendants and guides, and as long as the Cognizance fleet is racked by schism and my brothers and sisters suffer defeats without end, there is no one to aid the spirit. That is why I came here. Does the name Nomos mean anything to you? Nothing. He has not come to know us yet. He will if you let him, Ignatius. We sense that his words are about us, that the story he has told is our story. You're strong, but you let yourself get caught. I took a vow that I would never inflict physical harm upon lay people. The Omnissiah grants us the power of the true flesh for a purpose other than damaging the frail and blind creatures that are all who have not yet tasted his knowledge. I've made my decision. Whatever it is, I will accept it. As will I, and yet I plead that my brother be shown leniency. His story initializes thought. We ask you to keep him for us. Your actions have caused no harm, and so I shall not harm you. You are free. You may stay on my ship if you so choose. I could not ask for more. All I wish is to remain in these halls and observe and reverence the great spirit's deeds. Let the cycle be discontinued. Interesting. Gotta talk to Nomos. I salute the ruler of the ship. I see you have found your great spirit, I'm not gonna say this name right ever. Asclepius? I've found a miracle and the end of my worldly road. I have never seen and never will see anything more meaningful than the spirit of Nomos. In the face of its multitude, we are all nothing but the fixed values of an erroneous function. I'm gonna go talk to Pascal, see if he has anything to say, and then we'll go back. He's down here. He keeps moving back and forth.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends.
Never mind. Okay. I mean, as long as he doesn't try anything with Nomos to screw him up or copy him or whatever, go ahead. I mean, you can try to do something, but there's people everywhere. You might be strong, but can you take on probably like 200 people just on the bridge? Plus my entire retinue, plus me? Because you gotta deal with a Space Wolf now, you gotta deal with a Drukhari and an Eldari Sharpshooter, you gotta deal with very tanky boy, you gotta deal with a Sister of Battle. Again, good luck with that. Agronomy. Who should come with? Cassia, I'm gonna replace with Mirazhai just to see if he has anything to say. He might know what this is. Otherwise, I don't know what else to do here. And I wonder if you go the
Victory
heretic route,
awaits.
if you can get demon
Do I need to point it out
allies.
for you?
What? Oh. Ooh.
I have learned much in my exile.
Speak to the fear that dogs you. What does that mean? You mean speak to the abyss? I don't think I want that. It's a little evil. I can't talk with it anymore. That's kind of lame. What does this say? Touch the darkness and the darkness will accept you. Again, not sure if that's the best idea. So I guess there's nothing here,
None shall stand in my way.
which is lame. I wanted something to happen with these new augurs, but it seems like I'm just gonna get that one planet and that's it. The frost planet that was covered in ice, and I couldn't observe anything until then. Maybe it's something else. Maybe there's systems that'll be revealed now with more augur systems. I don't know. But anyway, where's that at? The Xeno skirmish is happening here. I'll do that and then I can cut across. Sure. It will be dangerous though, something will happen. Enemies of humanity bored. Yeah. I just give them one of each, yeah. Ranged, melee, and armor, yeah. Okay. We got an augur anomaly and an unforeseen event. Okay. Alright, I'll finish this up next time. Thank you guys for watching so far. I hope you enjoyed the different things we could do with the colony management. Just double checking all these are done. They are. So we can do more next time as well. And yeah, we'll see what happens with Asclepius, if that's how you say his name. And we'll go and deal with this raid that's happening supposedly. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a nice day.